Hey, how you doing? I'm making a quick little video just to show you what BetterCrisp is all about. So if you don't know what Crisp Chat is, it's a way to add customer support to your website in the form of a bot that stays on your homepage. And normally, if you're familiar with it, it gives you a little kind of ugly icon on your page. This time what we're going to do, we're going to use the BetterCrisp plugin that I created, and we're going to be able to use our own element and activate the chat so that we can customize it in our own way. So just a quick little demo, if we come here and we click on the eyeball, we see it opens here. And within your crisp.chat dashboard, you can actually configure the chat whatever you want. You can use ChatGPT, and you can also context and prompts so that it responds correctly according to your needs. Demo purposes, I didn't do that. But here we click on the eyeball to toggle it. So normally you can do that with Crisp. It's custom code to be able to do that with Bubble. And it's very easy to set up. So this little eyeball I have here is another plugin of mine, okay? But it's not important. I just used it for an example. So what I did is, in my workflow for when the eyeball is clicked, okay? All you have to do is initiate the toggle crisp chat action. So if we click on add an action and we search better or toggle crisp chat. If you search toggle crisp chat, you'll see this. You click on it and you'll get this. So here at first you decide if you want to show the crisp widget. It's default no. And then you have to give it a widget ID. So here I called it eyeball VS, and so to add an ID to your element, you got to go to the element that you want to toggle the chat with, and you got to go all the way to the bottom here and add an ID attribute. If this ID attribute hasn't been added, you need to go to your settings, and I believe under the general tab, if you go all the way to the bottom here, yeah, exactly. Here at the bottom, you'll see expose the option to add an ID attribute to HTML elements. That needs to be checked. So you check that, and then you go back to your element and go all the way to the bottom, and you'll see ID attribute on the appearance tab. You give it an ID. All right, go back to our workflow, and you paste it in here. That's how the plugin knows what element to look at. All right, to detect the toggling of the chat. Now here, the margin top is set to 15. That's just the distance in between your element and the chat box. So I put that as 15 as default because I believe that's what crisp.chat has it as. But you can make it whatever you want. I believe it could even work as a negative number. Okay, and then margin left. Normally you keep that to 0 unless you're doing something funky. All right. And I'll just show you that it doesn't break the mobile functionality too. So let's bring this to responsive mode, and I'll show you one thing to watch out for. Okay, so here we have our eyeball, and then we click on it. All right, we have our chat open. Okay, cool. So our chat's open, and if we go onto a mobile screen, it knows to automatically go into mobile mode, and then if we bring it back, it knows to go back to the eyeball. Okay, and the one thing to watch out for is the top. You'll see on the top, sometimes it might get cut off at the top of the screen, and then it'll adjust itself. But not always. Like if you go too far, or like there's some spots where it'll be cut off. And you have to be careful because the crisp chat is not meant to be used with your own element. So I'm actually manually using the plugin repositioning where it's supposed to be every time we resize the page. So you have to be careful not to create something that's too big, or it might want with a default code that they have. So don't make a chat that's too big. I would recommend a widget that's too big, sorry. I wouldn't recommend placing it anywhere else because the UI for the chat is meant for something that's here on the bottom right. Okay? So if you put it on the middle, it'll look kind of weird unless you mess around with the margins. Okay, so I guess you could do that. So just to give you a little comparison about what it normally looks like, if you go to Crisp chat example. It's funny they don't. Oh, here it is. So this is what it normally looks like on the bottom right, and this is okay for some UIs, but for other UIs, it's not very. I mean, it doesn't work with every UI. I mean, you can change the color, but that's about it. If you want to do creative, you're kind of out of luck. So yeah, that's BetterCrisp. It's completely free, and if you have any questions or any feature requests, let me know. Anyways, have a good day.